And the news update for Wednesday, May the 2nd. Yeah, May the 2nd. 16 more days till my birthday. And, we've been talking about, hint, hint. We got to get through Mother's Day, though, first. That's only 11. So, don't forget about those cute, sweet mothers out there. A lot of us have them. Take time to think about them coming up. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. Do something special for your mother. Even if you call her up, you don't have a lot of money, send her a card, send her some flowers, or even just call them up and talk to them. They'd love to hear you, and that'd be just enough because they know your situation. They love you, and they know if you had more money, you would do more. That's the case with me right now. But I just take time to think about your mothers. And then don't forget about my birthday on the 18th of May. But anyway, we are getting to the news here. As you know, that around 11th of May, President Trump has about till about that time to do what he's going to do as far as the agreement with North Korea and South Korea. He's going to go over there and have a conference with Kim Jong-un and the other president together for the first time. This has never happened in many, many years, and it kind of at the same time, it makes you wonder. You hear these alarms going off because it could be a smoke screen. It could be a plot to lower the president there. I don't know. You got to think about that. But he's not going to be traveling there by himself. The president never does. They always have their envoy, a convoy of people they have that go with him so that he's not, so he'll be assured of his safety and security while he's there. And of course, they always have the enclave of people. And, the president of every country needs to have that, kind of stuff. When you go nowadays, the way things are now with people shooting people and trying to kill people and things like that nature now. It's really sad what happened to this guy that was black. He was handicapped in a wheelchair downtown on south of Richmond. He was beaten to death by this guy that was white. And, of course, they got him in custody. But the guy in the wheelchair did not fare out so well because he died in the hospital due to the injuries that he sustained. They said other pastors or people that saw it it was horrible. This man started jumping up and down on the man out of the wheelchair after he knocked him out of his wheelchair and started kicking him in his head and all kinds of stuff. It's horrible. It's unacceptable. And it's just, I don't know if it was medicine that did this or just because he was just losing his mind. He was at a breaking point and he just took it out on this man. I don't know if he had anger issues, but something. They need to look at that. They have this guy in custody in the Richmond jail system right now. And also, the weird thing is about Hanover, there was a case about 2014, a guy was locked up for possessing teenage or kiddie porn on his computer. All right, then he lost 3.5 years because they were suspended because I guess it was his first offense maybe, and they gave it to him for good behavior. But then he got out and he didn't take his sex offender reform very seriously because they found him with a computer with child porn on it again. So now he's back before a judge, or he has already gone before a judge, and now he's back in jail where he belongs, in Pamunkey Jail, I think correctional. So that's Hanover, not Richmond. That's Hanover, Pamunkey Correctional Jail. I actually go there and sing there for the prisoners, and also go there and preach sometimes. I don't know if you all know that, but I do. And there are a lot of good prisoners in there, and I pray about them all the time. And I counsel with them sometimes too. I don't know if you know that. But I want you to know that there's a lot of things going on with me over here that's not true. Speaking about a neighbor of mine, I saved her life from a potential sociopath. He wanted to kill her. And he was trying to do just that because when they found the stuff in his car that night, he violated the order because he was around her apartment. And I scared him away. I surely did. And, I called the police and I was orchestrating, and then that's how we were able to get him back into custody. So he'll never bother this lady ever again because he'll stay there. But the funny thing is, I saved her life. I would do that with anybody. But the funny thing is, she went when Mr. Piper came here up to do the meeting on Tuesday. She waited. The weird thing is all I did the night before is I'd gone over there and put a box of cereal outside her door, Cheerios, because she likes Cheerios. And I put them outside her door, one of those big family boxes. I didn't grab on the door. I didn't knock on it. I didn't pull on it or anything. I just put it out there and I proceeded to go upstairs to my apartment. Because I brought it down there and then I went back up. And then the next day I hear that, with the police, they come over here and say, well, did you have any actions with this person? Were you all dating? Or were you in love with each other? Did you have a relationship but it just fell out? I said, no, why? Well, the way it sounds like you all might have had that. I said, no, we're just neighbors and we were good friends, I thought. But that's all we were, the extent of that. We're neighborly and friendly to each other and we know each other. But the thing of the matter is, all I did was just drop a box of cereal off there and went upstairs. But then after that, she tells the police that I propositioned her, and she said I was pulling and knocking on her door and knocking on her windows, and then I was saying through the door what she was wearing. And I wasn't doing any of that stuff. And she was saying, that I said something about a man coming into her apartment, wanting a man in there, and that a woman shouldn't be alone, and of course this was all lies, and that a man should be in there. I don't remember saying any of that to her on any occasion. But she said this, and I think she was just mixed up with Danny when he was here, and he said a lot of this stuff to her. But I think she's mixing that up and trying to say I said it, manufacturer and say I said it, because I think there's something wrong with the medicine or something, or she's got a lot of problems with her pain and stuff. And sometimes people, when they're on a lot of medication, can hear things and manufacture things that didn't really happen, even though they think it did. It's just like my uncle says that somebody knocks on his door, and I've been over there when he woke up and said, get the door, and yelled it, and he thought someone was knocking on the door, and nobody knocked on the door. So I don't know if someone knocked on the door at all, because I think it's all in their mind. I think some of these people are just paranoid and on edge, because there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I think they hear a lot of things that sounds real, because it does, because they hear it, but it didn't really happen at all. But the other night, last week, why I got this protective order, like I shared with the cops, is because the lady who issued the order against me, who does not live in this building anymore, but yet she still keeps bothering, taunting me and harassing me. She come by here yesterday, riding through here like a bat out of hell in her car, and the resource lady went behind her and was going behind her real fast. She was going about 30 miles an hour, and she gave me nasty looks from her car, and so she did that in a harassing way, because she wasn't over here to see any friends or anything. So I don't know if something happened with her, or maybe she's having a mind problem, or I don't know what's going on. But we were all out here joking and laughing and just talking about the weather and things with the neighbors. And it's kind of sad and laughable at the same time, because this woman has said that I terrorized her, which I never have. I was the one being terrorized against by her. But she told everybody around here that I'm the one terrorizing, which is really funny, because she must have been watching my YouTube channel. That's why she's turning all these words around on me, I think, really. And I said she doesn't like me because I caught her out there the other night walking around buildings, knocking on windows and doors. And I started following her. I wasn't stalking her, but I was following her because she was out there knocking on the windows in between the buildings and going around the buildings of 3 and 4 and 2, and going between the office and then going across over there back where she lives. And I watched her I was following her. I didn't go to where she lives though, but I saw where she was going. Because I see really good at night. And she was wearing all black and she had a wig on. She didn't cover her face. And it was definitely her, because I recognized the distinct cough. And she was coughing and she was out of breath because she's got emphysema because she smokes. And it was definitely her. And then the next night, because she got all mad at me, she's issued this protective order against me. And I believe that's why she did it, because she was out there doing it, because she got caught doing something. And it's like these people that are codependent seem to think that they can do things because they operate by a different set of rules from everybody else, or they're in a different reality than everybody else. And so they can just go around and do whatever they want and get away with it. But then when you tell on them, they get all mad. And that's exactly what she did. And that's why she did what she did. Because that just proves that she's guilty of knocking on the windows and the doors the night before Wednesday night. And on Tuesday night, she was probably the one doing that too. And, people have said they have heard people, and I've heard people pulling on my doorknob. And I really do believe that was probably her doing that. And sometimes I think Danny comes around here messing around with the doors still. In addition, it's both her and Danny. And I believe that they're, doing this, together because everybody has spread around here. They don't even look. I mean, my neighbor, she's legally blind. She thought I was pulling and knocking on the door and all, and she didn't even look. She just assumed it was me. Just like what these other Patricia and what the neighbor across the hallway was doing, saying all the stuff about me. It's all assumptions. There was no truth to it. They don't even look. They just say, oh, I know it's Michael because, they hear what's going around being disseminated. And it's not true. It's like Patricia swears up and down that it's me even though she didn't even look. That's what she told my uncle. She wasn't going to look, but she still said it's me without a shadow of doubt because she knows it's me. Because that's just something that both her and the neighbor up here that was living here across the hallway, the one that's giving me all the harassing and the trouble, has manufactured. And so that's, why everybody goes around saying and hitting that around in the meeting on Tuesday that they think it's me too. But it wasn't me. But, this is what I get when I go over to my neighbor below me, who I looked out for and saved her life from her husband, her ex-husband that would have killed her. And I believe he would have done it too. Because he had all the stuff in his car when they stopped him and arrested him. So that's what he was getting ready to do because he was over in this area where he should not have been. Because he violated his order. Because that was all the evidence that was in his car. He had it all right there. Everything. So, that's what I'm saying. So, and then she, I just put a box of cereal out there. Like I said, that's the truth. That's all I did. And I left. Went upstairs. And I left and went to the store. And then she waited about 14 hours later to say all that other stuff that I said earlier. And, I said that to the officers, and they said, yeah, there must be something wrong with her meds or something mixed up because she should have called that in. As scared as she is and the things that happened to her, she should have called it in right away, not waited 14 hours later the next day to call it in. She said, yeah, there's something definitely going on there with your neighbor. That's not right. And that's what the officer said. So, because when people get older, they hear things, and sometimes they do manufacture things because they're old. And they do that because they're paranoid. And they sometimes hallucinate because they think somebody's out to get them, or they think somebody's out there because of past experiences or because of what things have been said by other people that have manipulated and put these ideas or fears in their mind. And that may be why this stuff was manufactured from this lady. Because she's always been a nice person to me. She's always been a good person up till this point. Now it's like she don't want to have nothing to do with me and knocking on the door. But the weird thing is to talk to her or anything. I've done that, knocked on the door and talked to her in the past. Because we were talking last week and stuff, the week before this happened, and she was fine. But then today and yesterday, she's like smiling and saying hi to me like nothing happened. So either she had a memory lapse or I don't know what happened there. But she was acting all nice and all and saying hi to both me and Kathy. But that's all she said, and then she went back inside. And then yesterday, she just got in her car, and she said it to both me and Kathy. And she said, hi, Michael. She said, hi, Kathy. It's the same lady now that just said last Monday or Tuesday that I was pulling on her door and propositioning her and telling her what she was wearing and all this stuff, right? Now we're back a week later, and she's all being friendly and saying hi. And then she come out here today and opened up her door and looked right at me and said hi and smiled, and then she went right back into her apartment real fast. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, that's what happened today. Now this is, like I say, like something must be going on here. But anyway, that's just some of the things that are going on. And of course, we see more earthquakes happening at Yellowstone. And we see that there has been a shift in the geysers. Some of the geysers are going off at different intervals than when they normally go off, and they've been going off more frequently. So we think there may be something going on underneath the ground. Obviously, what you would look for if there was something going on at Yellowstone get back to the news here. The water levels would dry up. If the lava was coming to the surface, then all the steam would blow that out, and there would eventually just be no water there. Because that would give you a good indicator that the lava is starting to fill in and is coming to the surface. But since the water has not done that yet, the steam pools and all are still there, and the water is still there, then I don't think there's anything to worry about as far as it erupting right now, because the water has not done that in these pools. So I think people don't need to panic, but it is something that you need to look and pay attention to, because it's where you live and you're close to it. And yeah, you should worry about that a little bit, but I don't think there's any need to panic about Yellowstone erupting or going off or splitting apart, at least anytime soon. But I think you do need to worry about it, because it is a time bomb, and there's a lot of research that talks about that. And yeah, you do need to worry about that somewhat. So anyway, this is just some of the news. Keep it right here on YouTube, Love FM. See you later. It's Michael DeSilvis. Take care. God bless everyone. Be peaceful. Hopefully this stuff will work out, because the protective order is a joke. So I didn't do anything to this lady. And it's just like, when my neighbor said all that stuff about me over a box of cereal. That was a joke too, because she made it up. Anyway, I'll leave that to you to decide. Take care, everyone.